Thank you so much, Adam. We are right back into the action here. Thomas HD, Queasy. I mean, I was talking about it, Jacob. If I'm looking for a duo, I want Thomas HD to be my duo with the shots that he connects. I'm excited to see if we're going to see some nice snipes throughout this match, as he does have that Reaper to his name with already 4 eliminations. You know, the confidence, the motivation is there. But one big game is what they need to bump themselves up to the top of the leaderboard. Didn't see them in the top 10, but time will tell.
Yeah, right now you kind of have it right. They're not necessarily in the top 10 and maybe not even in the top 25, but this team kind of prime time players. They kind of bounce back when it matters most, and theoretically, due to the estimates of the points, they already have their spot in the upper semis confirmed. So I feel like right now they should just kind of be working on their strategy, working on their game plan, consistently making it to these end games, because the analyst desk said one thing to kind of start the show. There hasn't really been one team this season, game after game, that convincingly takes high ground in the fashion that the old Queasy and Veno did of the past. And so far, it's been looking like Sinet and Vanyak in these last couple weeks to have figured out a strategy to at least have a claim towards that high ground time and time again. So I'll be looking around this week to see if anybody formulates a strategy to try to contest that, including Vortexers and Valko here, who are trying to make this rotation to zone.
Look, who knows, Jacob? Maybe we'll get a sweet little surprise in this match from Thomas and Queasy. Might feel like switching it up again and going back to their roots, back to the high ground. Vortexers, though, be careful. Snipe comes through. Knocked down to 75 HP, no shield. Forced to heal up here. Meanwhile, in this zone, the mountainous area causes these waterfalls, these ridges of now players down below getting shot from the duos that are boxed up above as they try to finish up these box fights. Curb. Looks like they're gonna do it. Fury picked up that second elimination. No shield though. Shots continued from the duos up top. This is going to be a difficult one. They do have the grapple blade, though.
Yeah, that's going to be the biggest key for the success here, including that elimination, getting a second chance at life. And you combine a lot of these little variables, including the fact that they are close to the zone as well. They could definitely kind of bounce back in this game. Medallion going ahead and getting Fury the shield that he needs. Then he has the Flowberry Fizz in his back pocket when that time comes. But for now, they got themselves a little crevice at the edge of the zone, but they need to be careful. Kine and Noah, they're right above them on the same side of the mountain. If they're low on surge, you know exactly what would happen.
I know exactly. As we look at Vortex, Cheetiin, who don't have the same worry with 5 elims here. But what they do have is a bit of a worry of how they're going to make it the zone. It's a huge opening in front of them. Almost all the duos currently boxed up will have vision on them if they decide to white line the rotate. So question is, are they going to do some sort of a crash pad Flowberry combination? Are they going to go more towards the edge of Storm? But it does look like they're going to set it up with the crash pad.
You see as the zone just pushing towards the north, and as they pick their spot, the whole eastern side, even the south, is just stacked right now, as some players might be waiting for the zone to open. Players on the eastern edge, just outside, are going to have the hardest journey, depending on what they have in terms of their loot to try to make it there. But another zone Takata where it does look like we're going up a mountain. So again, if players haven't learned after the first 2, you have to be ready. You have to be thoughtful in terms of your resource count and how and when you're going to use those, or if you're going to be able to get a refresh, because we've seen it throughout these past 2 games. You run out very, very quickly trying to maintain your position.
Chap now looking to see if he finds an option of that window that's opened up. It's Vortexers peeking through it, sees the barrel of the sniper rifle. But that would almost scare me. I mean, there's no sniper in Chap's inventory. He could just open up the cone, get quick scoped, but we'll hope that he makes the right decision here. As now a majority of the duos have already made it into Storm. And his pop shots back and forth, but for the duos that haven't made it already, you can see what they're going through now. 92 builds for Ander here. And it looks like they just might be in the edge of zone, and they've even pulled it pretty close.
Yeah, rather close. That kind of gives them the flexibility. They can try to late take high ground in this 8th zone while teams build up and make it easy for them. Or they can kind of continue in their position, playing a mid-ground layer. I think The worst decision, though, especially this early, is going all the way towards the low ground. The zone pulling over those open waters, down the mountain just a little bit. So, again, if you're not prepared, that's where it's going to get a little tough as Fury and Curb, they get another elimination on the Kawhi Leonard.
I love the outfit.
Down. This has to be one of my favorite outfits in the game right now.
I mean, they're looking tropical, though. It's kind of, I wonder if they're getting, you know, a bit cold. They are in a snowy mountain. I feel like they're more used to warmer climates, but it doesn't look like it's a problem for them. I mean, they're flying in terms of damage, 1,500 as the Flowberry Fizz, fizzing up both players, giving them that boost they need to make it to zone clean. Picked up a flop or two, nice little present. Thought the holidays were over, but looks like they're not. As now, all the rotations come through. The chaos unfolds. I saw Queasy Thomas close by, but we're looking Heine here.
Noya and Heine just kind of boxed up right now. They don't have to rotate too far on. They're just trying to figure out where every player is positioned at, which is not the easiest thing, especially this stage of the game where everybody's kind of smushed closer and closer together. A couple of seconds left. The next one's going to pull all the way towards the left, which isn't too drastic of a pull that we've seen so far. But you can see some of those teams still over open waters. Right now, it looks like Philip Monk and his teammate are going to be the first team that has that front side of the zone, but they have the high ground momentarily. It's not going to be the easiest thing to hold on to, but definitely it will be looking at them to be the one to try to at least make it a chance.
Look, I'm not trying to foreshadow anything here, but I do see Queasy, you know, taking a few peeks up above. He's kind of at a mid layer here. You can even see Thomas. They've got their eyes on height, and I know he has that Reaper Sniper in hand, and there it is. Vortexers gets taken out by Thomas HD. Headshot snipe. That's another one to his list as Volko forced to go alone, but he's unable to as he goes down as well. And now the momentum continues. 5 elims for Thomas HD.
That was a huge find for Thomas, and doing it this late in the game isn't the most easiest thing, but he catches them slipping right off guard. The pop shot from Thomas. That's why we call him one of the best snipers in Fortnite history. Now they're 1,000 over the threshold. 5 eliminations. They got to be feeling confident. And if you look at their resource count as well, they're just waiting for this moment to pop off.
Philip Monk continuing up above, but Kovacs taking shots. Looks like high ground could be getting contested here shortly. Just 18 above for the duo in the clouds. Flowberry Fizz getting used here. You can tell they want to continue it forwards. Is now looking to get those shots. Unable to connect the sniper rifle, but Vortex, Cheetiin as well now. Gonna get the rotate.
Yep, Fizz is being popped. You know that one's coming out. Still trying to go for some pop shots with the sniper behind the back, staggering himself. He's trying to go ahead and figure out where everybody's rotating to, so him and Cheetiin have a little bit easier of a time to try to get their own spot in towards the zone. You see that staying away from that low layer, looking towards the backside of the zone. Another missed opportunity for Vortex, but you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and at least Vortex is keeping them on notice.
All it takes is one shot is what they need to retake that height. Fury, though, Curb, they were dominating the early mid section of this match, and it looks like they want to do the same in late. 9 builds to their name. As they're looking here, how much real estate can they secure for those options of the players rotating through? And there it is, Vortex connection. It's not a knock, but it's enough. Now they build up. This could be it for the win condition they're looking for in the clouds now. Height has been taken, and all they have to do is maintain it.
I thought they got the memo about Vortex and him going for that high ground with the sniper, but they must have crumbled that memo up and threw it in the trash. That's something they're not going to want to have happen again. Chap having a little struggles along with Con towards the low ground. Spots a couple shots onto Queasy before he gets on out. Now high ground makes him a focus, and he even got separated from his duo with no builds left. That's going to put them in a tough spot if they do try to reunite. Thomas and Queasy, they're staying ahead of everybody else, and they did it once more as they find themselves front side of the zone.
Grouped up. Queasy fizzing up Thomas here. Recuperating those shields that he's missing. As now a knock in front of him. Another elim. That's 7. Thomas HD on fire. Currently recuperating materials now. 83 builds. This could be enough, but it looks like they're dropping down below. Still grouped up. This match is looking giant for the duo.
Yeah, it looks like Thomas is playing with a chip on his shoulder so far. Same could be said about Fury and Curb. Another elimination found, bringing their total to 10 so far, but just a little too antsy. Gets to the front side of zone, gets taken down, but his teammate's still alive. 11 eliminations, keep it counting. 8 for Thomas and Queasy. They're stuck towards the low ground, but they always find themselves the front side of zone. That gives them a huge advantage over players, and another opportunity. Back-to-back shots, count them up. Thomas with 10 eliminations by himself. Top 3 situation. Cheetiin forced down low, but he picks up his 6, goes for the 7th, and a knock on to Thomas, which leaves Queasy by himself. This could be a 1v1v1.
The Reaper has been stopped. Queasy now forced up the hill, unable to make it up as Vortex is going to be the one securing that last elim. 3 medkits to his name. It's going to end heal off here. Ricky, 2 medkits to work with. Vortex now looking like he has the win condition, but the engagement could come through.
Yeah, if Ricky can find something. He also has the grapple to try to go up and stop this play, but he doesn't know exactly where he's at. Time's running down. Gets the high ground. The medkit's not going to be popped. He doesn't even try to fight for the heal off. He goes down, and the game goes on over to his opponents in a rather easy fashion.
Big props to Vortex for securing the VR through that heal off, but also we have to mention Thomas HD, 10 eliminations, double digit by himself. Queasy was the supporting factor there in terms of the elims, but Thomas HD was on fire.
Yeah, so many big names putting up a massive amount of points, and so many teams that are hanging on to their FNCS life in terms of the leaderboard, popping off big as well. And there goes Vortex, the confidence. He spotted his opponent out just in the distance, and he knew it wasn't going to be a worry. They take that game and move themselves up the leaderboard. But what do the leaderboards look like? Let's throw it on to the analyst desk to break it all down.